Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Barry, That Goat Metal Show. On today, Monday, October 23rd, 2023. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's going okay, and I hope everybody's recovering from that weekend on Saturday night on that live stream of myself, Mordred Red, and Music of Destruction. Damn, damn. Talk about just getting totally wasted, man. I haven't, man. It was a good time. We were there, we talked about labels, we talked about a whole bunch of different things. People in the chat, it was a lot of fun. And I want to thank my man Damien for Music of Destruction for putting that live together. And just to hopefully we get the chance to do another one again very soon. Uh, get some other people involved, do some other subjects and topics, and I thank him thoroughly for that. I really, really do. Thanks a lot, Damien. I really appreciate it. Thanks, brother. All right, and to More Than Red, always a pleasure, man. Had a great time. Uh, Passed out on the couch. Wife wasn't happy about it, but oh well. It was a great time. It was a great time. All right, but I just wanted to touch on something real quick. Woke up this morning, okay, and a lot of times, J Dog always puts out a video every day, so I wake up, go start watching some of his stuff that he puts out. That becomes like our pretty much my news of the morning. Get my coffee, listen to him, see some of the stuff he's talking about. So this one he had a interview with I forgot this Mr. Garza from Suicide Silence. Forgive me if I remember your first name. All right. So I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be pretty interesting considering the fact that you know J Dog is not really too keen with I guess what's going on in deathcore. Okay, so I say, all right, let me check it out. So the first thing that pops up on there, I think it was like a minute and a half in. J Dog asks him a question about, I guess, the genre itself. How he felt, I guess, felt towards the genre, or, and all that. And Garza came out and said something about them being the pioneers. Okay. Also, look, I'm not gonna be here to like to dog him or whatever, because there's a lot of things he said in there that I appreciate the fact that he wasn't really uh that he didn't really have too much knowledge of, or certain things he found out himself, just like J Dog found out certain things. Just because we are into this music for a long period of time doesn't necessarily mean that we know everything. Okay, there's certain things that pop up from from this side, and I'm like, oh man, that sounds cool. Turns out that shit came out 20 years ago, and I'm like, oh wow, where the hell was this at? Okay, so but it was one thing that kind of, I don't want to say it triggered me, but you know, it was just kind of damning when he said that uh, Suicide Silence and Despised Icons were the pioneers of deathcore. Okay, now they also talked about in the interview that which I didn't even realize that I know there's a lot of uh elitist metalheads, for certain genres, black metal, thrash, death metal, and so on. We know there's a few there, and look, a lot of them are very, you know, it gets very, very aggressive when it comes to their style and their brand, and people trying to either infiltrate it or make it weird. I didn't realize that deathcore actually has elitists. I mean, that just tells you, I mean, how much I'm into like the new the last 15 years of deathcore. I mean, I like a few bands trickle in. I mean, there's a few bands I do enjoy. Uh, but I'm not into a lot of them because a lot of them do sound the same. Okay, unfortunately, and that was something that Mr. Garza actually talked about, which I agree with him 110%, was the fact that when his band came out, Suicide Silence, they had a certain style, and like 10 deathcore bands, were spawned with basically mimicking their style. But the fact that he said that they were the pioneers, I was like, wait a minute, man. I mean, look, not to say that everybody knows that deathcore was something that was initially brought up here over here in New York with my band All Out War, Confusion, and Dark Side. Uh, though we all were influenced by New York City hardcore and the uprising of the that early late 80s, early 90s death metal. So when you listen to a lot of that old stuff from back then, from the stuff that we had, you could hear the influences. You could hear the influences in the music where it was you hear the brutalness of death metal, and then you hear the edginess of hardcore. That was deathcore. Okay, that was deathcore. That was deathcore the way we had it done. And I'm not just again, I'm not saying all deathcore bands now suck or this, that, and the other. All I'm saying is, guys, really know your history. Okay, know your history because um, Garza was, I guess, giving his example about, I guess, when Suicide Silence was coming up, it sounded similar to our history. Basically, playing in a lot of hardcore shows with death metal influences, and that's how they got spawned. That's great, but unfortunately, you guys weren't the first. Okay, again, especially to you deathcore gatekeepers out there, really go and do your history check before you go and you announce, all these other bands, with Suicide Silence and Despise Icon, all that they were the first, which they're clearly not. Okay, go dig a little deeper, dig into Confusion, dig into All Out War, dig into my old band Go to Mentis, and there's plenty of videos, plenty of evidence that shows, yeah, that the first set of deathcore bands came out of New York, and some in Jersey too. I know there was a couple in Jersey that actually labeled themselves deathcore as well, but didn't really put it out there. When we were advertising shows, I had made it my business that when we advertise the shows, we put Go to Mentis NYDC, which was New York Deathcore. We were, I think, one of the first ones to actually put the label on it, and the other bands did accept their style, but didn't really put it out there. I think, if it's, I know Confusion is doing it now. If you go and you check out Confusion and you go to their Facebook, it says New York NYDC, New York Deathcore. Okay, so I just, like I said, I just needed to put this. I was talking to the silent producer earlier today. He already heard it in my voice that I was already gonna go and make a response video to that interview. Again, I'm not thrashing Garza. Okay, like I said, I heard, the interview. He was, pretty honest on a lot of the stuff that he was into or heard, and this, that, and the other. So he probably took an assumption and said that they were the pioneers. But Mr. Garza, if you get a hold of this, please do your digging. Go back to New York City deathcore. Look up those bands, and I guarantee you're gonna see a whole thing in there. And that was the epitome of deathcore. New York City hardcore, death metal, late '80s, early '90s death metal. That was our thing, man. We just loved it, and it was a good mesh. It was brutal. It was fast. It was hard, and we enjoyed it. And we were able to play with both styles. When if there was a death metal show, we were able to fit into that bill. If there was a hardcore show, we were able to fit into those bill. And a lot of times it was those, and that was a good way of having both genres of music actually meshing together at one point where they didn't like each other, or certain genres didn't really get along. You had punkers and metalheads who didn't like each other. So a lot of the hardcore kids were really digging, like they were looking at death metal at that time when it was uprising, kids with long hair and Satan and all that stuff. But at some point it just started becoming more and more, they were more and more engaging to it. And it is what it is. I mean, you can see that a lot of the influences in a lot of death metal bands are from hardcore bands. Malevolent Creation. They if you hear their style, they have a lot of stuff there that has a lot of hardcore influence into their music. And it's just there. Slayer too. Slayer has some songs that has more of that punk hardcore style into their music. Okay, I was just listening to Temptation in Season of the Abyss. That song is based. If you don't know it's Slayer, you think it's a hardcore band. But I just needed to put that out there. All right, that's just the way I'm feeling about it. I mean, look, people could probably look at me as I'm hating, or oh man, what do you mean? Look, I'm just trying to put it out there. It's got to probably be like the fourth video I did about deathcore, but when you hear people not giving the right message, I gotta go and set things straight. So do yourself a favor. As a matter of fact, I'll leave links in the description. I'll throw in All Out War, Confusion, Go to Men's Dark Side. Throw those bands in there so you give a taste. And plus, just check out their Facebook pages as well, and do some digging. It's not that hard. It's the internet has it forever. All right, and you'll be fine. Trust me, you're gonna do some good digging, and you won't be disappointed. All right. So look, guys. Again, I want to thank you guys for checking everything out. The silent producer's back from his weekend, and we're probably gonna get some more stuff going out real soon. Some updates, some reviews, and things of that nature. And again, want to thank everybody who was over at the live stream on Saturday, who checked in, who had a good time, drank with us, and we were just all having a fucking hell of a time. Mortar Red, MOD, thank you for everything. I appreciate it. And that's pretty much I got right now. Also, guys, don't forget to go check out my Facebook page, The Sith Lords merch. In case you're interested in getting some of the merch that I have, just check out the page, message me. I'll give you fantastic deals. I'm just trying to like get it to the masses. So it's gonna be with free shipping. United States only, please. All right, because anything Canada, international is gonna get charged a lot, but we'll work something out. Okay. But that's pretty much I got right now, guys. Again, I want to thank you. Please like and subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and let everybody know, man, please, that Goat Metal show is coming up, and we're trying to get to 600. 600 subscriber gets a free shirt. So keep on pressing that subscribe button, all right? This is Barry, that Goat Metal show. Stay brutal.